All right, so like I said, I'm Mr. Maurice,
Mhm.
and I teach 7th grade. I teach 7th grade math and science, and I do a lot with instructional technology here at the school. And so, if you're okay with it, I want to sort of interview you today.
Mhm.
And I want to ask you about Summit. And I want you to pretend like I don't like Summit.
Okay.
And I want you to sell Summit to me.
Got it.
So if you had to sum up what you think about Summit into one word, one statement, what would you say?
Just it's a great experience.
All right. Why do you say that?
It's just done so much to grow me as a person and help my time management skills, and it just in a way it helps you understand what you're actually learning and not just you're getting thrown information and you're not grasping it.
So you feel like you have a better grasp on
The knowledge I've learned this year than the other years.
So do you think that what you have done this year is going to go with you?
Yeah, I really think I'm retaining information a lot better than in a normal classroom or a normal way of learning it. I think it's really helped me grasp the information and really understand it.
Okay. And you're 6th grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this, because it sounds like your vocabulary is very advanced.
Yes.
Do you think Summit played a part in that?
Yeah, I think Summit's helped me channel my, as much as I can be advanced and it's helped me push myself to the edges and help show me that I can do more. I really like working ahead or trying to, because I feel like when you work ahead, you understand things at the beginning better. And I just feel like Summit's really allowed me to move ahead and learn more.
Okay, so talk to me about working ahead. When you say working ahead, what do you mean?
I usually mean, so usually we have our scheduled due dates for things, and usually I'll already have them finished. I'll just keep moving ahead. So, for instance, we had a project in ancient Greece, and I had already worked ahead to ancient Persia, so I already knew part of that and the Darius and Xerxes part. So I didn't have to do that focus area and then make the connection myself because I had already done it.
So do you think in some ways, do you think Summit has helped you be more of an expert than the teacher? Not that your teacher is less important, but do you think it's...
Yeah, I think Summit is something for the teacher to use. It's one of her resources. It's not like taking away from her. I think it's really like shown that they can use things to... It's just the resources are one of the big things for me because it's just looking at them together. It just feels like you're really understanding all the information and you're getting more. And I think it really brings more of the teaching to light because they're actually teaching things that you can understand and look at yourself.
Okay. So what about your relationships with your teachers?
I feel like the mentoring part, it's really helped me. I'm closer to most of my teachers than I have been with previous teachers because you just get that one-on-one connection that you don't usually get with a teacher. You get to like talk to them and talk about how your day's been. It's just something different.
Okay. So are you able to monitor your own progress, or does
Yeah.
that come from your teacher?
We have a line, and all our projects and focus areas are put on it, and the line shows you when it's going to pass or things. So, for instance, if the line's coming up on a focus area, and a lot of people haven't passed it, she'll hold like a workshop and show us some of the resources, do an activity, and then we'll work on that and get past it.
I think that's great.
Mhm.
So imagine I'm a school board member,
Mhm.
and we have asked you to come to a school board meeting.
Yeah.
Because we're considering, let's say we want to, maybe let's make 7th grade Summit next year.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be a good idea?
That would be one of the greatest ideas I've ever heard. I don't think I can transition back into it. It just helped me so much getting ahead and working.
So convince me, I'm a school board member, and I'm going to vote today on whether or not we're going to extend Summit into 7th grade. Convince me that that's what I need to do.
I feel like Summit, since it helps you retain your information better, I feel like I could carry most of the information I learned from Summit and bring it into this grade. So I don't understand why you wouldn't just continue it and help me do that. It really puts you ahead and gives you the sense of feeling like you're not walking into it blindly, like you actually know what you're doing. And sometimes it feels like things are just randomly thrown at you. Like we haven't talked about ancient Greece because the ancient Greece focus areas are further down the line. And I feel like working on those, the way they're related to the projects, really helps you understand it and grasp it. One of the big things, the most things I like, is working ahead, because I have done 105 focus areas in 7th grade and beyond, but I feel like that really helps me understand the other grades and helps me understand different things. For instance, we were doing one on cellular respiration, and I was working on that in 7th grade. So I went ahead and was working on one in 8th grade about photosynthesis, and it showed us that compare and contrast that I didn't get then, and I went back and did it. So with that summit, I don't feel like I would get that. You just don't get the opportunity to look ahead at your own resources.
Okay. As far as your grade, do you think your grades are better this year, or is that? I mean,
Yeah.
do you have grades this year?
My grades were never really an issue, but I feel like with Summit, it helps me understand them better. Like, my grades have definitely grown. My lowest grade is a 99. And it's just, the way the scoring process works, we do all our checkpoints, which are like little things that help us learn, and then we'll do a final product. And when you do the final product and you submit it, your teacher gives it a score. So if we do like an inquiry argument, I'll get one on like my claim or my supporting details, point of view, and those all factor into your grade. So like if I get like a 4.0 on my poetry project, then that's a 100. So
Okay.
each one of them correlates to a grade.
Which is closer to what GPAs look like in
Yeah.
college.
So it helps you prepare for that. It gives you a deeper understanding of what your skill is.
Okay. So you seem like a pretty smart kid. So I wasn't a very smart kid in school. I didn't really enjoy school. So what would you say to kids who are like me that would struggle?
I think Summit's great for the struggling. It's crazy how I can take the people who are so far ahead and the people who are so far behind and just work them together. Because the peer reviews, we have, I feel like someone will ask me to do a peer review and then we review them and theirs gets better a lot. And mine even gets good. So I feel like the way the people who are behind work, it gives them more time and like they really understand it. I know people who used to be way behind and now at Summit, they're like right on the line and they can pass everything on time.
So what is a peer review? When you say you peer reviewed things, what do you mean?
For instance, in our poetry project, we were making a author statement for our poets that we write. And this, like, we would team up with someone and we would read them our poems and our author statement, which is about the poem, where the point of view is. And they would tell you, really, if it was, like, you had the wrong point of view or if your theme was a little off. And that really helped. I didn't think that mine could really grow, but it actually did. It made it really good, and it just helps you perfect your work.
So you like having feedback from
Yeah.
classmates, and so it's not just the teacher that's giving you feedback.
I thought Summit at first would lower your interactions with other students because it's all on the computer and everything, but it's actually grown them. I would have never done a peer review in just normal. I usually like to work alone, but that actually helped my work.
That's pretty cool. What about behavior? Do you think Summit helps behavior?
Yeah, since you get that extra connection with your teacher, it just feels like it gives you more respect for them because you can see how much they have to do and all the checkpoints working ahead. You just really get to see how much pressure is put on them, so it really makes you feel a respect for them that you didn't have before.
Okay. So think about last year and think about behavior issues that happened in class. You know, you had kids who...
Stealing stuff.
Yeah. Does that happen this year?
No, not as much. I feel like since we have a deeper understanding of each other, it's a more different connection than usual. And in a normal classroom, I feel like you don't get to interact with people enough. And that's one of the main problems with like our school system. You don't really get to interact with people. But I feel like Summit really grows your interactions with different people and people you wouldn't usually work with. So like people that are struggling and I might work with, that really helps them get ahead or helps me work. And it's just different how Summit can do that.
So one of the big arguments against Summit, and I'm sure you've heard this argument before, is you're on the computer all day.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No, I would. Like in math, usually our math are focused way different than the other classes. They will actually teach all the lessons, and then you do your final product, which is just a paper test. And in our other grades, I feel like the computer is like a way of helping you. Like it's not something Summit's not built around the computer is built around Summit. So it's like a resource for you to use. And if you don't know something, you don't have to go constantly asking other people. You can actually just Google it yourself or look things up. And it's just neat how you can do that. You can actually learn more information than you could. And they want you to know. It's just really helpful.
So say next year, as a school board member, I decided, hey, you've convinced me. I'm gonna approve Summit for 7th grade next year. What would you say to teachers who are nervous? Because this is a big change for
Yeah.
teachers.
It's just it's really, I feel like it's easy to step into. Like, it's something that you feel we're transitioning to because it's so much a computer, but once you're in, you're just, it's like a free fall, you're good. And it's just going to connect with you so much, and you're going to like that extra connection with your teachers and getting to do this. I feel like it's a lot easier on teachers because usually you have to go through all teaching lessons, and with this, it's more focused around the student and him working independently. It puts more like I have to do this on the student, so he actually has to build up working skills and work.
So you're saying student accountability more so than
Teacher accountability, yeah.
But there is still a component. Teachers have to look at that
teachers
data.
have to do the workshops. They have to resources, and I feel like everyone says that Summit makes it's just for the teachers to let them be lazy, and I don't really like that because you know how many checkpoints they have to do and work over the focus areas and do resources. Dr. Caraba is doing an experiment every other day to help us with one of our checkpoints, and it's just. That makes me really mad when people say that it's just for them to be lazy, because it's not true. You can look.
So, what would you say is your absolute favorite part of Summit, and then what would you say is one favorite project that you've done this year?
One of my favorite thing about Summit is getting to work ahead and getting to understand things better further as you go on. And one of my favorite things I've done this year, I'm a big fan of social studies. So I really liked our ancient history projects with ancient Greece. Since you worked ahead and did that Persian ancient Greece focus area, you really understand it better. And
okay.
if you tie it in, the focus areas and the projects are like the focus areas help you with the projects, and that's really neat because you don't usually get a supporting thing in a normal classroom that actually helps you with that project.
Okay, so anything else that you think you might like to say about Summit? Anything on the top of your head, or?
The peer reviews are really amazing because the way you get to work together and build relationships, it's just amazing how it works. And I love how the checkpoints work, where you put one in and then you get feedback and move ahead. And because it's like a checkpoint, so if I didn't understand Jewish beliefs in our ancient history beliefs focus area, then she'll give me a yellow on that, and I can go back and look on it.
Okay.
So you really get a sense of what you're not understanding or what you are. That's really nice.
All right. Well, I've enjoyed our conversation. I think you've helped me understand Summit a little bit better. Is there anything you want to show me in Summit?
Let's pull up our ancient history project. So this is one of my focus areas. Our final products. I have to make a website about ancient Greece. So here's all my stuff.
So this is a website that you made.
Yeah. On Google Sites.
Go back to that website.
We use Google Sites usually.
You made that.
Yeah, here's my other
Did you know anything about making a web page before
no.
you started?
That's one of the main things I wanted to say. It's really taught me a bunch of computer things because I know nothing about a computer. But it's really shown me different things I can do. Here's my tundra one for saving the tundra. I have animals, plants, how we benefit, why it's in danger, my action plan, and then we put our sources.
Because I gotta say, that looks like a professional website.
Yeah, it's...
That looks amazing.
I've learned more than... This is really helping. Because it helps you understand. I love doing activities like this where you actually get to put your plan in motion. That's just amazing how that works and that you get to do that.
So do you think this is something that you could take and use later on? Yeah,
definitely. Just for things about the tundra in general, if I needed to know something. I have all the animals and plants and how we benefit. And Summit is going to allow me to carry this with me and use it when I need it. And that's really neat.
I think that's awesome. So anything else before we finish up?
Yeah, this is just one of the final products. So when we go in here, we have to write a proposal we had to figure out a problem in our school, and then we had to figure out something that we could do to fix it. And mine's already been scored, and I got all 4s, which is what Croix scored 100. So here's some of we used evidence from the checkpoints to organize the group. So an oligarchy, democracy, or Persian satrap.
Wow.
Yeah, you just get to use that information that you've already taken from the checkpoints in here.
That's impressive. It's very impressive.
See, here's some of my resource one where you get to take that information from. So that's where we get our different checkpoints.
So you're actually citing things.
Yeah, that's one of the big things too. I usually just write something. I would never, but in our English, we're reading about Malala, and that's really helped me put quotation marks and parentheses around her name. Here are democracy, oligarchy, and all about that. Here's our issue for a proposal, and then with peer feedback. So
Wow.
I had Logan do a peer feedback with mine, and the highlighted things are the things I've changed because of his recommendations. So almost all my resources that I used and this, I reworded that, and then he gives me feedback on how it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's neat that you get to do that.
That's really cool.
Because usually you just submit it and then you don't get it back.
That's really cool.
I just thought that was really neat how you get to relate with that person on what you're doing. Over here is where we get our notifications. So like right here. And those were our focus areas. Where we go at? Right here is all our focus areas. So like, see, you can go on your checkpoint and here's some focus areas that help you with it. Energy flow and ecosystem and biodiversity. But see, since I've already got all of them done, it's helping me understand these back here, or this one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really neat how you can do that. And see, you can work ahead this year and go ahead to next year. So you can go ahead and work on other classes.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's neat how you can do one in one class. This is disciplinary side, and then it comes over here just in case you get this class. And I like that you get to work ahead to the next grade because it helps you understand your other grades.
All right, so give me one word for Summit. One word.
Amazing. It's just a great experience. I don't know how to describe it. It's just amazing how much that it's done and so great. Everyone should get to experience it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate you sharing with me.
Here's some of our grades and see our projects. These are like how they're scored, and you can actually see where you got it from. And that's really nice.
Wow.
And it tells you how much each one equals. It's
I
really
think that's great.
Mhm.
So, favorite class?
ancient history.
Cool. All right, thank you.